Hey everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, and we're back for part 2 of that Guardian build. And I did not clean up my mess, because he was done really quick. I'm going to get some white paint. And let's give him a little bit of a love job, see what kind of detail he might have or might not have. When you use fabric, you get a much firmer material, but it's thicker and less realistic than when you use the ripped up paper. So there's a kind of a whole thing with that. Like, do I want a sturdier piece of fabric, or do I want something that looks a little better? And you can play with different materials and find what works for you. There's actually a lot of different stuff that works really, really well. You're not stuck in a box when it comes to crafting this kind of stuff. All that head turned out like it's going to be useful and good. Now, if you have speed paints, you're already halfway done. We're not using speed paints for this craft, though. So, let's get started. I want him to be disgusting. I don't know what colors I want. I'm starting with this mountain blue. It's pretty watered down. And we're going to be hitting everything except for the clothes, or something we kind of want to miss, and the stick. We want to try to do all the flesh with this. Oh yeah, there's some of the discussion we didn't have. Why? Why is this creature trapped in this vault? So in the Frontier, which is the Tomorrow Comes Doom Western Old West game, everything is real. Voodoo is real, hoodoo is real, spiritism is real, religion, like Christianity is real, everything is real. And the forces of good and the forces of evil have long since been in a game where they kind of just influence things from the outside. But after the Civil War, in my fictitious world, there was a Civil War just like, we had in real life in the United States. After the Civil War, the forces of darkness saw how easy it was to turn brother on brother and stuff when they didn't realize. They thought since the time of Cain and Abel and the warning of that story that it just wasn't something they could pull off. But they found out that once again it was possible. So what'd they do? Well, they started playing a game. They started testing things, and then they started interceding more. If you've seen the movie Constantine, and how they started interfering, like, in person and stuff, that'll help get you kind of where I'm heading. So I want this guy to be kind of disgusting. So over that blue dark undercoat, I'm going to attempt something stupid. I don't know how this is going to work, but this is called Lavender Sachet, and I don't like this color. So essentially, this creature is a side effect of historic problems. Like it's a Nephilim, maybe. It's a side effect of somebody breaking the rules in the past that was destructive to both sides. good and evil under the old rule set. However, evil, afraid of the mortals who have been fighting on the side of good, has decided to manipulate them with information to get them to somehow unlock this and let it free, thinking that they would lose their favor with the forces of good. However, that's not going to be the case necessarily if they can defeat this thing or lock it back up. But it can't be killed. It doesn't die of old age. It doesn't... Oh, shit. Let me get another brush. It can't be killed normally. It can't die of old age. And think of it as a kind of... similar to a troll. It needs like fire or acid or something that's going to stop it from healing correctly. Maybe in your world it's holy damage, whatever it may be. Just pick something and work with that. And stay on that bang. Alright. Now let's get a little bit of a wash going here. And this is going to be red. I'm going to get some red, not a whole lot. And I'm going to get some rubbing alcohol. I do need a tad of water just to get where I want it. There we go. Okay, this is a pretty thick wash. Let me get a bigger brush to do this. Something like this. Okay. Okay, it did not work. I absorbed all of it into this brush, and it did not accomplish what I wanted it to. So let me try this. Here we go. It's not going to be dark at all now. I ruined it completely. Alright, we're going to find a way to bounce back from this point, guys. Can we do it? Do we have the technology? Can we make amazing things happen? I just don't know. Find out next time, or maybe this time, on Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. Now, that alcohol should dry relatively quick, but there was some water in there. So we'll hit this with the air gun. That apparently ruined a lot of the work we'd already done. And I'm really not sure how to make a recovery from this, except for by making that work that way. But I don't think it'll be as gross and stuff. So I'm going to get a flesh tone, peach, and another dry brush, which I'm running low on dry brushes. And we're going to make a horrible recovery from where we were. And this is not ideal or how I planned this. But sometimes things just don't work how you want them to. And you got to fix them because you got to have something to put on the table. And you don't want to be wasting all your resources. So even though this might not be how you wanted it to be exactly, with a little bit of love and a little bit of trial and error, you can get it somewhere usable. And even if it's not what you set out, it's something that you can use as a proxy for something else. Maybe not a proxy, but maybe you can make this a Formian, if you know what a Formian is or something like that. This is not the paint job I wanted for this guy, but it's the paint job that I'm going to have because I really messed up bad with that wash. and created problems I didn't want. So, and that's okay. You know, it's a learning process. That's why I'm not a paid professional. I'm just a dude in my garage turning garbage into new garbage, right? And I'm sure a lot of you are not paid professionals as well. All right. Not real happy. All right. I'm going to get a little bit of red speed paint and see if I can't do some improvement in some areas. Red speed paint medium, just like that. I'm looking for a bigger brush. Where's my brushes? Can't find any of them. Damn you. We'll use this one. There we go. Let's see if we can make this fix our problems a little bit. Too thick still. Can't really go back at this point. We're kind of committed. Okay, no problem. We'll make it legal. I definitely didn't want him to look like this demonic red color. I was hoping it would look a little more, clear, just leaving some dark red in the gaps, but I think I had just too much speed paint. I didn't want to use speed paint on this build either. At this point, we're just playing silly games, hoping I don't hate it when I'm done. And there are craps like that. I usually don't catch them on film, because I usually don't do, like, mix a bunch of media like this on film either. I usually just kind of do one thing so I could show you how to do it and give you some ideas of how to live cheap and good. Kind of my main goal here. And that's okay that I failed. And that's okay that we're fixing it this way. Okay? Okay. Sweet. Yeah, those gentlemen were really nice that came here to do my yard work. They did some dirt moving for me so I can make a beautiful gnome garden for my beautiful wife. And I had a big pile of dirt I needed dealt with, and they did that too. Okay, once you're sure you got everything that's flesh and red, hot air got it. Once you think you got it dry, grab a small brush and a brown. I'm going to use this burnt umber. It's a dark brown. I haven't used it in a while. I like it a lot. Nice damp brush. Something like that. And I'm just going to make a fake string that holds the loincloth on just by dragging my brush around with some brown paint. I'm not going for perfection, because what's perfection but a waste of time? This isn't going into a competition. I'll probably use this once, maybe twice ever. Best case scenario, I repaint this as some kind of birth defect ogre someday. Birth defect ogre. I like that. That sounds like a scary bad guy. I mean, I think ogres are kind of just like relatively like giant cavemen anyways. They're not masterful thinkers or anything that I'm aware of. All right, let's get that stick. Then we have those little wristbands in the boots. I think we can just do the boots in this brown. We could probably do those wristbands in the brown too, really. I don't think I want to, though. I think I'd like to do them in something else. Because I'm not done with the wristbands, actually. I have an idea for those. If you get a little bit of the brown on the floor there, on the ground, it won't matter because I'm going to come back and paint that like the painted desert terrain or something else. Probably the painted desert terrain because this guy's meant for my Western campaign as a bad guy for a specific incident. There's a little bit of blue back there I missed with that red mix. I'm really not too concerned about it. I'm just going to leave it be. It's a small little piece out of the way and I don't think it's going to get noticed quickly. I'm really disappointed in the way I ruined this paint job. That's a fact. I like things to kind of go the way I want them to. All right, let's mess with his eyes. Let's see if we can't screw those up. I'm going to get a small brush with a very sharp point. I'm going to get some white. Something just like that. For the eyes themselves, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. For his shackles on his wrists or his wristbands or whatever you want to call them, I'm going to do those in a metallic blue. And I'm not so worried about making these beautiful, but I'm worried about edging out where flesh stops and metal begins. As a pretty straight, good line. Because I want these to be celestial shackles. Shackles forged by an angel. Or some kind of, deific servant, whether it be whatever. And they don't decay or rot. They look brand new forever. Okay, I think I got those all the way around. Nice. Let's do a little cleanup work on those cloth parts. To do that, let me clean that brush out. Let's get this brush back. We're going to get our cardboard and a little bit of this brown. I dip it in my water. And I'm just going to kind of rub it around on these. that. Air gun. Pop, 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 pop. I really wanted this to look grosser. I'm really unsatisfied with the grossness of this. How could I fix it? I just don't know. I don't want to go overboard. When you start overdoing something or like over messing with it, you just get, the results can be dangerous. Just kind of have him looking down into his left. I could put pupils on there. I don't think anybody's going to see them. I could do something with those teeth, but I don't think anybody's going to notice that really either. So let's work on the base. And to get that thing started, let me look for my one brush. There we go. We're going to get my Dollar Tree brown paint. Let's go. So how does this thing fight? Well, as soon as that vault is opened, it starts attacking. It runs super fast. For example, it will run in one turn, run, grab you, and run away from your friends. It will take, no matter, it can move 60 foot in a turn. So it can move 30 foot, grab you, and move 30 foot and still take another action. This thing is made far superior to the average human, and no one's dealt with one for a long time. They are thought to be extinct. We're not going to tell the party it's an Nephilim unless that comes out in some kind of weird conversation. Because it might not be a Nephilim. I'm just going to be referring to it as the Guardian. And I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to add much more context unless they really put a lot of effort into figuring out about it. I'm not going to make it a hand-fed kind of deal like I normally do. This is going to be one of those kind of I wonders. We're not done. You're probably thinking, Doom, this looks like a child painted it. I feel like a child painted it. I really do. But we're going to fix it somehow. Right now. Now, don't use nice brushes with flesh wash. Use crappy brushes. Let's hope this is the tie-in that can fix everything. Let's hope. Okay. I think we covered most of him. I'm going to come back with a piece of t-shirt, dab his face a little bit. I'm going to dab the tops of his legs a little bit, his hand and his back. Did that fix it? Maybe. We'll see. We're almost done now. If you have any chain, this will be the time to get it. Because he was chained in here too. I unfortunately let somebody use some of my chain one time and they went a little bit overboard. Because usually a roll of chain like that would last me 100 years. Okay. I want that to stick to there. I don't have any gel glue. I don't have any E6000. E6000 would be sick for what I'm trying to do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a dab of glue. I'm going to shove that up on there like that. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I'm just going to let those free swing. Dab of glue. Just like that. Ah, damn you. Damn you, dab of glue. All right, I'm having all kind of problems. Let's try it one more time. This time, we'll put the dab of glue there. And oh. Come on, you bastard. Just can't get it. There we go. Something like that. When he dries, that'll be my guardian. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't feel super great about this craft, guys. I don't feel like this is a W. But that's alright, because we can't get it every time. We can't nail it every time. It's like when I made the aboleth or the, what's that damn bird that we ended up calling the skibbity bird. But you know, there's sometimes I just don't get what I want. This is one of them. I'm so sorry, but the good news is he's going to fit inside the vault, and then he's going to come out and run around at 60 foot per turn, grabbing people, pulling them away from the party, bashing them with his club, and trying to strangle people with his chains, and just, he wants to kill, eat, then run. That's what he wants to do. He wants to be free and loose. He can speak, but not until he's eaten. He is so feral that until he's eaten and calmed down, or maybe magic is used to convince him to calm down, that all he'll do is kill and run. So unless your party's quick thinking or prepared, he will try to fight them and leave. He won't even try to finish them off. He'll try to kill one that he can eat and then leave. So that's how he runs his fights. He grabs them, runs, chokes them with his chains, beats them with his club, chews them alive. He doesn't care. He's got razor sharp teeth that are like pretty much flat razor sharp rocks, and he just rips through stuff. He can take normal damage, yes, but he heals so fast that every turn he should be healing 2d4 damage. And then Tomorrow Comes Doom, that's a lot. I would say that's equivalent to like 3d6 and D&D. So, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, leave a comment, and all the happy crappy that makes the great spirits of the algorithm sing. Once you've made them sing, check out our website, www.dungeon-swag.com. There would be a link in the description at some point if there's not now. There's also, in the description, a discount code for 25% off your first month of our miniature box. And there's a link to our Discord. Our Discord is super awesome. Come there and join the Tardigrade Off, a competition where everybody makes tardigrades. We'll see you next time.